I would like to explain the main points of the MOL Group Environmental Vision 2.2, which we announced in April 2023. The company will prioritize measures that can reduce emissions immediately, without postponing measures that can be achieved prior to 2050. The carbon budget is driving this approach. In order to limit the rise in global temperature to a certain level, there is an upper limit to the cumulative amount of GHG that can be emitted globally, and not much of the carbon budget is left to achieve the 1.5 degrees Celsius target. It has been indicated that if emissions are not reduced sufficiently, they will possibly exceed the upper limit before 2050. The medium to long-term targets in the environmental vision are to deploy net zero emissions ocean-going vessels in the 2020s, reduce emissions intensity by 45% by 2035, and achieve net zero GHG emissions by 2050. We have established 5 actions to achieve our medium to long-term targets, set milestones for each action, and strengthened the effectiveness of the actions to realize net zero. These are the reduction pathways for achieving net zero. We will promote reductions through efficiency improvements and the adoption of clean energy. Even in 2050, approximately 10% of GHG emissions are expected to remain. But we are endeavoring to achieve net zero by neutralization through the same amount of carbon dioxide removal. We will phase out the use of heavy oil, which is highly carbon intensive, and shift to low carbon and decarbonized fuels. The milestones for adopting clean energy are 5% zero-emission fuel by 2030, a combined total of 90 LNG and methanol-fueled ocean-going vessels by 2030, and 130 net zero emissions ocean-going vessels by 2035. Here are some examples of actions related to the introduction of alternative fuel-powered vessels. We are proactively using LNG that is available for immediate utilization and have decided to construct ocean-going vessels, including car carriers and large bulk carriers that are powered by LNG. With regards to vessels fueled by ammonia, we aim to complete construction of the first net zero emissions ocean-going vessel around 2026. We are also considering the procurement of clean fuel in collaboration with various stakeholders. When it comes to the further adoption of energy-saving technologies, we are aiming for 25 vessels equipped with Wind Challenger by 2030 and 80 such vessels by 2035. Wind Challenger is a wind propulsion device developed by MOL, and the first vessel equipped with the device started operation in 2022. We are working to reduce GHG emissions by promoting efficient operations. We launched the Darwin Project to improve ship fuel efficiency in line with our 3 pillars of systems, structures, and processes. Our aim is to improve ship fuel efficiency by 5% by 2025. We have now established a milestone for carbon dioxide removal. Looking ahead to 2050, we plan to start immediate work on carbon dioxide removal, reduce GHG in society, and contribute to technological innovation. We are aiming to contribute towards the removal of 2.2 million tons of CO2 by 2030. We will actively promote projects that contribute to building a clean energy supply chain so that we can contribute not only to GHG emission reductions within the MOL Group, but also contribute to emission reductions globally. As a shipping company, we would like to actively engage in the future of clean energy, both as a consumer and a transporter. In addition, we are working on the Wind Hunter project, the ultimate zero-emission project, which uses the power of the wind to produce hydrogen. As well as climate change, we are also focusing on actions to protect nature, including biodiversity and the marine environment. Going forward, by utilizing international guidelines such as the TNFD framework, we will identify nature-related risks and opportunities, and then consider countermeasures. Also, we will continue activities that are already underway, such as the mangrove and coral reef conservation activities in Mauritius, fisheries development projects, and environmental support funds. With these contributions for the sustainable development of our society and the preservation of nature, from the blue oceans, we would like to sustain people's lives and ensure a prosperous future.